Hooray! Hooray!
He's stuffed. So,
Uh, mm, mm,
what's up, Gwen?
mm, nothing.
Hello, Goku. Welcome on in. It is fantabuloso to see you. Oh, fuck yeah. Steam sale will do that to a bitch, won't it? Yeah, I love it when the NEP games go on sale. They're always so inexpensive. Alright. Exclamation point, follow age. Holy mother of years, Batman. I was still working at Tim Hortons when you followed me. How you doing? Yeah, I think that the two horror games that I've done was The Evil Within and Phasmophobia. Demon Lady
Phasmophobia
is
had
here.
Phasmophobia had so many updates till then. It's an entirely different game now.
Also, welcome on in, Boo.
Hello, Boo.
I was probably Phasmophobia then. I have not. I have not played many horror games. Huh. Sounds really interesting, actually. Hello, hero.
Hello.
Hi.
How is everyone?
I am doing good. I have experienced D&D today.
Nice. I'm about to experience D&D today.
By the way, did you actually listen through the entirety of last session?
I listened to most of it.
Did I do a good enough job at Boris?
Yeah, Boris is pretty good. I liked where you forgot his turn and then you just like beat the shit out of this person.
Just fucking insta delete the person.
Boris became a folk hero last time. Legendary Super Boris is his new name.
Your Arctic coat sticking up like fucking supersonic, gold. Yeah. That was the thing that happened at the end of last session. We did roll for child. Child did not happen. There was no conception this time.
We rolled for child.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And right now I'm eating one of the best pizzas of my life.
Hell yeah. I'm eating a dill curd poutine.
So, Sherwin, either won't be here or he'll be late. So does somebody want to give me a recap of last session? Excellent. No, nobody wants to give me a recap? What the hell do I even host these things for? Does anybody at all want to give me a recap?
Recap is that we did things, and actually we did two things. Well, we did 2 rounds last time. That was basically all we did. We did the I don't even remember the name. Was it Juniper we had in that round?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We did Team Juniper. And then we fought Queen. Boris had their legend moment. And we lost. Because his legend moment was not good enough.
Damn.
Stood back up, promptly got punched in the face.
Yeah. And then we had a party. We also had that morning we had a massive fuck off omelet for some reason.
Very high in nutrients.
What about the old treants?
They're useless. Your body expires or expands it as waste. Expends?
Oh. And Arya disappeared.
Yeah. Alright, disappeared. Left everybody a little bit of money. I believe some people chose to keep it, others chose not to. Pretty sure that I've already added it to Boris's sheet.
Alrighty.
Because I can do
And we
that
have a
now.
bottle of super powerful liquor.
Mm-hmm. It's called Queen's Blood. It is 86%. Tastes like dark cherry with undertones of strawberry and rhubarb. It is thick and
That
syrupy.
sounds fucking amazing.
You cannot taste the
Didn't Boris
alcoholic
just
content.
Didn't Boris have some and then just pass the fuck out of
No, he had
everyone?
some of the other drink that him and Sarowin had the last time. And clocked out of existence promptly. Does anybody else have anything to add? Is Gwen here?
Yeah.
Okay. You've just been very quiet. So,
No, I think that was everything that happened.
yep, that's good enough in my books. Sarowin had accepted the Queen's offer. Verbally said that out loud in front of everybody. Nobody knows what the offer was.
Huh.
So,
Knowing him, a bad idea.
would be a good idea. Only Sarowin does. Nope, didn't sell anybody. Human trafficking is largely illegal.
Okay, but what about tabaxi trafficking? Did he sell Boris?
Trafficking people in general is illegal. So, Boris, was there anything that you want? Well, I guess you're kind of sort of already unconscious. But we'll start with you waking up this morning. Do you have anything that you'd like to do?
I will do my morning meditations as best I can after sleeping off what I assume is a lot of alcohol.
It was a single shot.
Is Sarowin still around? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you and him were
Fair
just sort of dumped into a bed.
Okay. And after that, I'll kind of just make sure that he's still kicking.
You'll hear
And
him
just go
like
for breakfast.
groan into the bed as he like bats your hand away. 5 more.
All right, you can have more time then. I will be breakfast.
Sounds good. Iki, what are you doing?
Well, I assume I'm going to have a massive hangover.
Roll for hangover. Roll me constitution check.
Oh, I haven't set up my dice yet. I'm a terrible player. The worst.
No, you're not. The worst is Spencer. He never even showed up for one session before he fucked off.
I mean, he kind of had a valid reason.
Yeah, no. I'm not discounting Spencer or anything.
Okay. Pull up. I'm already regretting my new metal die. That is first time I actually rolled it. I'm giving you a solid 7.
A solid 7. You feel like you have been hit by a monsoon throwing a tree at you.
Mm-hmm.
Your headache feels like somebody has recently, or your head recently, or feels like it's been recently smashed in with a steel mallet. And oh my god, you could go for a good throw up right about now.
Well, I guess I'll just throw up and then prestidigitate it clean.
Okay. Roll to attempt to force vomit.
Oh, I'm not actually okay, I'm not actually
Nah,
throwing
it's
up. I
like
just feel like
you feel like that would be the one thing to save you right now.
what check is it?
Just roll me a d20.
12.
You vomit and out comes this thick, glittery red substance. It's not blood, it's also not the same color as what you had drank last night. You're not entirely sure what this is, but it came out and you feel about 2% better.
Yeah, prestidigitated away.
50 more times we'll be there.
Alright.
I notice Midnight's not there.
Easy enough to notice that she's not there. If you want to give me a perception check anyways, though.
Oh. Is this where I find out that my dragon's dead? 17.
Dragon's not dead as you go and check on it. There is a much smaller dragon in the nest, an egg, and the mama dragon.
Ah. I will give them some food.
Easy enough.
And then I would go downstairs. Is anyone already downstairs?
Boris. Situated
Morning,
himself at
Boris.
a table and is getting breakfast.
Good morning, friend.
Do you know where Midnight is?
I had assumed she was in room with you. I have not seen her.
I assumed that too. I'm going over to the barkeep.
Okay.
Morning.
Morning. You look like you've been hit by a chariot.
Does this have something to do with alcohol?
Oh, absolutely. You get used to it after a while.
I don't want to get used to it.
I can offer you. What's a glass of clear fluid down in front of you? A nice room temperature cup of water.
Thank you.
And an omelet.
I'm going to sip the water.
What the fuck is that?
That was fucking Cloud flipping his shit.
Yeah, I'm taking a sip from the water.
Okay. Roll me a Constitution check.
Water...
No.
Oh, the water tastes great. Is this normal water?
Regular tap water.
I love it.
And I'm sure it loves
you. You did not happen to... You're excused. You did not happen to see the fairy of our party? Did she go out early?
Haven't seen her this morning, no. Last I saw, the Queen of the
Oh,
Kings was bringing you all to your rooms.
ah, okay.
Is everything all right?
Well, usually the fairy in our party sleeps in the same room as me, and she isn't there, so I'm worried.
That is queer, but I haven't seen her exit and nobody's come in through the front door, at least. Or the staff doors.
Did she get her own room?
Unfortunately, I was busy serving drinks last night. Somebody else was manning the so I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Sure, she'll be down eventually.
Okay. Thank you for the water.
You're welcome.
It tastes great.
Moments later, omelet would be brought out to you, and whatever Boris so chooses to order would also be brought out to him.
Do I actually feel like eating it?
You don't feel like eating it, but he told you that it might make you feel better.
Okay. Then I'll try to eat it.
Easy enough. You can sort of pick away at it and share it with the dragon and the newborn.
Oh, newborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the baby dragons hatched.
Oh, that's sick.
I'm sharing my food. Make sure they're okay. Give them little chin scratchies.
They are both thrilled with this.
Nice. And then I would reluctantly try to eat the omelet.
Opal. Midnight. You are in one of the most comfortable beds that you have slept in God knows how long.
Money fixes a lot of things, doesn't it?
But the bed around you is cold. As you open your eyes, you can see the Queen of the Kings sitting at the desk looking into a scrying orb with a stack of papers next to it. Currently dressed in silk pajamas that are a baby blue color.
Working early in the morning, I see.
Well, with Benjamin being where he is, I can actually monitor the situation.
That's fair.
One of the dragonlings that your party had given him has hatched. He is ecstatic about that. It is the most energy I've seen him have in the better part of a week.
Go ahead and flit over and see if I can see it.
So you're gonna try to view into the scrying eye as well? Or the scrying orb?
Yeah. Not entirely sure how familiar I am with scrying, so I'll see if I can look through it.
It's kind of irritating to try to look through. It isn't exactly a clear picture. It gets distorted at the edges, but you do see Benjamin sort of nursing and coddling this little dragon whilst feeding it little scraps of meat, and looks like he's trying his best to keep it safe from the terrors of everything.
Well, he might be a dumbass, but hopefully he'll end up being a good caretaker.
One can hope. His butler's looking for magical items to hopefully help him through this.
That's fair.
Butler's determined that the disease seems to target core aspects of a person and try to break them that way. His strength has been degrading, but seems to be otherwise healthy. All of his motor functions are intact. His cognitive state is intact. What little wisdom I'm sure he had is still there, so
At least you can keep an eye on him in case something goes wrong.
we distinctly have problems with that with other places on the world.
And whatever you find might be helpful to learn something about it in the first place.
Yes.
I'm just gonna watching him play with Dragon, just like, yeah. Well, he'll probably be a better parent than some.
You're gonna try to look at what she's writing down, or
If I'm not that close, yeah, I'm gonna be curious about it. What's she
your perception check.
what's she writing? Receipt sheet. Wait, sheet, please. Thank you. Cooperate. +4 is 15.
All right, yeah, easy enough. You can look at it. It has a time followed by a list of actions, or followed by a name with their list of actions, followed by another name with other person's list of actions. You can easily discern that it's Benjamin's name and Belfin, the name of his butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Benjamin and his servants. Or servant, I think.
Yeah, it's just the one at this point.
Yeah, I would say I think the butler was the only one left.
Occasionally you will see the little swishy bracket connecting a bunch of times together with comments written in the margin.
Like, is she take a look at the timestamps? Is this like she's keeping like minute by minute track of him? Or is this just like
it seems to
she's
be
popping in and
it seems to be once every hour she will pop in for 10 to 15 minutes, write down actions and the state of the room that he's been staying in, because looking at the 2 or 3 sheets that you can see right now, he has only been in this one room.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good idea.
In one of the notes, you see that he had removed the pile of gold that the egg had been sitting on and replaced it with fresh gold from somewhere else in the house.
Wait, I'm sorry, fresh gold?
Yeah, like gold coins. Like, he's been keeping it in a pile of gold coins. He's been sort of trying to simulate a mini hoard.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I'm like, no. And then I was like, he's not the most intelligent person.
I mean, he shares blood with
Us.
this creature. He might know a little bit more about hatching them than some might believe.
Well, as long as he's happy and the child is relatively safe. Eh.
Yes.
So, how long is this observation going to last?
Till either he gets better or he croaks. I have a unique opportunity to do periodic check-ins on him to see how this disease actually works. Unable to monitor the ones that go to the fell.
That's good. I'm glad you're taking the opportunity. More information is better than none.
Have you ever been to
Alright.
Crestfell?
This isn't me quickly hopping back over to what I wrote last week. I go, let's see how current year is 13998, right? Yeah. I go,
Yes.
yeah, about 25, 4-ish years ago. Time smashes together after a while, but yeah, 24, 25 years ago, something like that.
Well, if you're ever in the area again, you should come by the Knights Academy. I've been tutoring someone there. They might like to meet someone who's been out and about.
Sounds interesting. Somebody that you're tutoring has got to be interesting, at least some aspect.
She is the furthest thing from me.
Hard to say whether I'm less interested or more interested.
Anyways, I think that it would be best if people did not see us in the same proximity as one another.
That is probably accurate. And I'm hungry.
You should go and remedy that situation.
Probably. All right. I've just been stretching the entire time, trying to work out the kinks.
Your perception would allow you to notice that there's like some stale bread on a plate near her with like assortments of other food that has gone stale as she seems to have acquired food at some point but has not been eating through it particularly quickly.
Well, you know, you can always come down for breakfast. I'm sure the group would like to say hello and goodbye to you at least once.
I'm sure that you'll get that opportunity.
Gonna flit around, find my clothes.
Easy enough.
And then taking just a glance around as I'm flitting around for my clothes, just looking around. Is there anything else that catches my interest in here, or is it just she's pulled out her work and is working at the desk?
It is very nicely decorated. You wouldn't have noticed at the time, but she did Buy the penthouse suite, as it were. It is much nicer than the rest of the tavern. Looking out the window, you can see that it's on the on the third floor. You can see over the majority of the buildings in the city.
What a quaint view. Right. In that case, I will start to leave. We'll look over and be like, I hope you have a pleasant day. See you soon.
You too.
I'll go ahead and flit downstairs for breakfast.
Easy enough. If you're not attempting to hide, Boris and Kiki would notice you.
Go ahead and just flit over to the table, just sit down. Boy.
Morning.
It is a morning, isn't it?
What's looking for you?
Holy shit, Kiki.
What?
Oh, it's your first hangover, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh. That's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Just keep drinking water. It'll get better. I promise.
Have you tried the tap water here? It's amazing.
Okay.
Either way, I meant to tell you something important before I passed out.
Oh.
Kiki is getting a little bit fidgety. Never mind.
I'm gonna go ahead and fold up and like take the sides of her mouth because my wingspan can't get around her face. Maybe.
She is a small creature.
Yeah. No, I could probably grab the sides of her face. I just make her look towards me and go like, you can tell me whenever, and you know that there's no need to be nervous telling me things. But at your own time, okay? Just sort of pat her on the nose.
Okay.
Oh, is that an omelet?
Yeah, you want?
Let me try some.
Yeah.
What is in the omelet? Is it packed full of B vitamins?
It has spinach, bell pepper, some spring onions, some kind of white cheese that is melted.
You know, Barkeep knows what he's doing.
I don't feel particularly hungry, but he told me to eat it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a point. Stuff that's in here will help with your hangover. Not immediately, but with time.
Omelet contains no eggs, Goku. It does actually contain eggs.
You know, it won't help immediately, but keeping something in your stomach gives your body something to do.
Oh, one of the eggs hatched. As you can see.
Great!
Midnight. In the hammock, you see possibly one of the derpiest creatures you have ever seen. It looks like the mother, only smaller. Its head is too big for it, and it is unable to synchronize both of its eyes, so both of its eyes are just sort of looking everywhere at opposite speeds.
Have you named it yet?
No.
Because I can only think of one thing, and that's Sarahwin Jr.
No.
Wait, no, no, even better. Hang on, wait, how am I going to make this make sense? Fillerin. No, that doesn't make any sense.
That's not. No. I was going to just name it Goldie Junior, but I think it deserves its own name.
It does. You know, the last time I saw a creature that had eyes that worked that way, well, it was a tiefling and I had sex with them, but that's not the point. But it's so cool.
How
And
about
creepy.
Little Light?
How about just light?
Okay.
Because eventually you won't be little.
For me, it will still be.
True. But if you keep calling him little, he might not want to grow up to be a full-size pygmy dragon.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Kids need nurturing.
Okay, then I will start scratching the underside of Light and tell it your name is Light.
Yeah, that's cute. Uncle Boris. We have a kid.
Yes.
We
Boris,
named the child.
you two are met by this derpy fucking face pointed directly at you. The eyes are not.
Ah, they are very adorable. Reminds me of old pet I used to have way back when.
You know, there was this one time in the hills where I saw this like tiny skittish rat/dog thing that had like a tongue sticking out, and its eyes were in every direction. It's kind of reminding me of that. It looked like a dog, but it was like mostly hairless, and then it had like tufts of hair and big googly eyes. Yeah, kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. So the mother is Goldie. This one is Light. What will we name the third one when it hatches?
I think we should wait and see what it looks like first.
Why would that matter?
Well, I mean, I like the name Light for this one because it gives them something to aspire to, regardless of their phase. So, like, maybe the next one will have some defining features that might inspire our name. Maybe it'll have 5 legs and we can call it Arma or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's like me and its skin cannot change color. Or does not have color.
Maybe. But, you know, if it does end up being sort of just purely white, we're not naming it Whitey. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, if it's going to be all white, then Light would be more fitting.
But what about snow?
I like snow.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when it hatches.
Yeah.
Eat your spinach omelet.
I don't want to. Eh. I continue to eat.
I've lost a very important piece of information.
Oh.
I know that it's in one of the tabs of the deities and such, like the information dockets on the Discord. I'm trying to
Mhm.
find the name of the person who's been making those notes.
Oh God.
Why do you have
That
the ladle such and such? Put that down.
uh
Oh. Oh.
I
I just realized that we are using the wrong audio settings.
Oh.
There we go, that should be fine. The fuck is it?
I don't know. I don't see a name in any of this.
I think it's in one of the factions.
Yeah.
That's what I was. That's what I was looking.
It'd be in the Chronos project, probably. Nope. No, it is not.
No, there's no names in there. Is it something that you were going to put in there, but it's one of the redacted things from the Voidwalkers?
No, I don't think so. Specifically, the Voidwalkers and the Dimension Walker project are not recorded by her.
Um,
I don't think you gave a name anywhere. Could it be one of
It-
those entries that you tried to type in and then got deleted?
It could have been.
because I'm not seeing any specific naming outside of the actual names of the deities.
And Orcish Kitchen.
Um,
Is there a way for me to search an entire server for a word?
Yes. If you just type it into the search bar, it'll search the entire server until you give it specifically a channel to look for it.
Spell ladle.
Interesting.
Ladle, Ladel,
I think it's LE.
Lad.
yeah, it's Ellie.
I think that might have gotten nuked. Fuck.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that you've typed out like half a year ago and then got, or like at the very beginning when you made the server and then got nuked because I don't remember what it was. Was it a power outage? Something happened while you were mid typing and then it got nuked.
All right. This fucking sucks.
Uh, Midnight,
Yeah.
why do you not have a hangover?
Fair question. Do I have it? I don't think I was.
Give me a constitution check.
Three.
You do have a hangover.
Hang
It's
on.
not
I got this.
as bad as Kiki's
Okay.
because you're kind of used to this whole thing, but
Yeah,
Got
it
a 23 on
exists. You
deception,
feel like
nobody
shit.
notices.
yeah. And Kiki also passed out. Midnight did not.
Yeah. I nobody notices because I rolled a 23 for deception. I don't have a hangover.
Uh,
I
but, but you drink
I
way more in proportion to body weight
yes,
than
but
I do.
I've also been drinking for, 60, 70 years.
Oh,
You gain a tolerance over time.
Anyone with a
Well-
passive perception of more than one will hear a very loud bang as the door swings open with utmost gusto. And this lady comes in. She is not crazy looking per se. She is well dressed. She is very out of breath. And she just scans the room before locking eyes on all of you, and she just power walks over to you all.
Aaron alert!
can you bang the door a bit louder next time? I think the headache hasn't reached me yet.
Midnight.
that door has a family.
Would you remember being interviewed in your previous jobs for small magazines kind of thing?
I mean, yes, but
Would you recognize the face of the person interviewing you?
if they were interesting enough,
Well,
like
this elf that is currently walking up to you has neon green hair.
yeah,
She
no,
is
I'd remember
wearing
that.
a purple cloak, wearing a tight leather armor underneath that has been designed to look like nicer clothing. And her eyes sort of gradient from yellow to blue, starting like top to down.
Yeah, no, I'd remember a person of that description. That is out of the general ordinary. Hi.
You would know that this person's name is Zafella then. She has interviewed you on more than one occasion to do some magazine work. When she,
Hi.
at the time you would know, was just starting out in her journalism career.
Hi, Zeph. Zephello? Zephello.
Ah,
Zephi.
Zafella.
Zephella. Got it. Hi.
Glad that you
please
remember
not
me.
yell?
Oh, sorry.
Look, you're all my
Please.
subjects today. I want exclusive interviewing rights with all of you. Including the fourth one who seems to be missing.
Hmm.
He will wake up eventually.
Yeah, he'll exist at some point. Okay, Boris, Kiki, this person is a journalist. She has he, did I miss that? She, uh, she has interviewed me as part of my work in the past. Uh, would I generally call uh, like like she handles it professional, like with professionalism, like she's not just a dick about her questions.
She is very
Like,
forward with all of her questions. She will pry a little bit, but for the most part keeps an amount of professionalism. She's
okay,
not
I
a terrible person from what you remember, and from the
yeah,
articles that you
she's
have seen from her over the years. She is a non-opinionated journalist.
blunt but fair. Got it.
Well,
I
she does give mild opinions on certain topics, but
yeah.
not many.
Mhm.
And she will
I
state it as such that it is her opinion.
she can be blunt at times, but she is a professional journalist. Unless something has changed in the last, how long has it been? Like 15 years? I
I
don't
think you
even
said that it was
remember
something
anymore.
more than 20.
The last time I was on Crestfell was 24 years ago, and then
Our first interview was in
uh,
the Hells. And after
yeah,
that, I decided that I wasn't going to be shaking your hand anymore. However, I will shake everybody else's hand. She will extend her hand to Boris.
Nice to meet you.
She has a very firm handshake you were not expecting. It's nice to meet you too, Mr.
Boris.
She starts writing in her notepad.
there it is. Yeah, I stopped that work 12 years ago. Okay. I just watch her shake. She's like, that's fair. Uh, yes, this is
She will
Boris,
extend her hand to Kiki as well.
Kiki
and
will try her best to reach for the hand.
this is keeping.
Doable.
It's her first hangover.
Well, if you're around
Ah,
midnight long enough, I'm sure that you'll have plenty of nights to remember, whether you're hungover or not.
Fair.
She was where I got my
Uh,
start in journalism. So about those exclusive interview rights. Meaning, if anybody else comes to interview you all, you're not allowed to say anything. I'm the first one here, and I will be the only one to cover this.
can I ask why? Is it just the tournament thing?
Oh, it's entirely about the tournament. Anybody who's worth their salt in the journalism business would want this. No one has seen the Queen of the Kings cast a spell in nearly a decade.
uh-oh.
What's up?
What is uh-oh?
I don't want to say it.
One moment, and I'll go
Is it a
ahead and I'll.
is it a privacy thing? Should we do the one-on-one interviews each in your own rooms? I could rent a room and we could all do it one at a time. I just want exclusive interview rights.
I'll go ahead and sort of foot up between her and Kiki. Move close to Kiki's mouth. Like, you can whisper it to me if you want, and I'll try to use my wings to block so she can't read the lips or anything.
I just realized that I just realized that I may have copied one of her own spells.
Yeah, you did do that.
Shit.
Is that a bad thing?
If I remember correctly, that would be a spell that only she knows.
Can you like permanently use it?
No.
Oh, well then nobody cares.
Okay.
Yeah. I, to my knowledge, is there anything like in my studies of the magic and just my general existence of spells being copied like that?
You mean Arcana?
Oh, that would go well. 2.
Nope.
Nope. It'll be fine. Just see if you can gloss over. Or tell you what, we'll do that. Sorry, I'll flip back around. Well, uh, uh Boris, okay, so number one, I don't have an issue with exclusivity. Because honestly, and I'll look to Boris and then back to Kiki, speaking with one person is a lot less tiring than a whole bunch of people.
Excellent. So there's not even a price tied to it. When can we start?
That was not what I said. But I will let Boris make his own decision. But
I am fine with exclusivity. I did not even expect to have anyone ask to interview.
true. My dear Kiki, isn't accustomed to that sort of limelight, so I would like to be present with her interview, if that's okay.
Well, I'd prefer to do the interviews one-on-one, but I'll leave it up to the Spider Girl.
Is that okay, Kiki?
Yes. I don't mind.
Okay. So on to, and I'll go ahead and sort of float down the table, onto the concept of the business aspect of this. Uh, recognizing the magnitude of the story, exclusivity at a cost of 350 gold pieces.
Honey, gold is worthless. You should know that. You're asking a journalist for gold. Unless you were referring to the other kind of gold.
I'm sorry, are there multiple kinds of gold?
You really have gotten out of touch with the journalism industry, haven't you? I remember when you wanted one of your own magazines. Look, I don't trade in gold. Gold is only useful to get me from point A to point B. And obviously to keep me warm and fed. But uses end there. Nobody ever wants to deal in gold when you have so many other better currencies.
Can I buy stuff with those over currencies?
If you go to the right people, you could own an entire mansion with that currency alone. Not a physical currency, but as long as it's from a reputable source, it's worth more than the biggest diamond you could find.
That's great. I'm kind of missing like 5,000 gold.
Information brokery, darlings. I'm a journalist. I talk to everybody. I know everything.
Yes, but unfortunately, information trade is not.
Please, you expect me to believe that you four are hard up for cash after the way that your tournament went?
I went over my calculations. I'm short 5,000 for what I'm currently working on.
Hard up, no. But tell you what. Why don't
How about I deal with the business end of things, everybody individually? Obviously, the spider needs
is-
money for whatever project she's working on. I'm willing to offer her at most 100 gold pieces.
yes, that was going to be my suggestion. Because information is something that I could use a tiny bit more than gold. Sorry, Kiki, I was going to give it to you, but
So-
information is also important.
Oh, I know that you need to know stuff.
How
Yes,
much were
so
you
individually,
exaggerating on the needing only a tiny bit more than gold? Like, to what extent were you underselling how much you need the information?
uh, I mean, I have a small path forward. Like I have a direction to go in as far as what I want to do, but you know, the wanting gold was primarily because I was going to give it to Kiki. But as far as me personally, the information vastly outweighs the gold.
Okay, can you give me a deception check then?
23.
That will do.
All right. So
Boris, what do you want? We'll go over your business first, since I already have confirmation of informational transaction. What are you looking for, Boris? Money, information on something, someone, someplace?
Yeah, Boris would like to know where fellow Tabaxi monk Nicodemus might be. I do not know how to contact him on, I don't know, just kind of thing. Because he doesn't know like how much information he wants to tell this person about his tablet, but he'll be like, thing I have that can send letter to other people. I'm just not sure where I should be sending letter to.
So if you're talking about your guild tablet, you can just respond directly to
Ah.
the person if they've sent you a message.
How would one do that?
Oh, we never had that conversation, did we?
Is that why Boris hasn't responded to Nicodemus yet?
Yes, but he
Well-
doesn't know how, and then I'm like, it's been so long. I don't know, man. I get the anxiety thing about it, but
Oh,
it's like,
that's-
yeah, I
Uh,
don't know how.
we can teach you, Boris. You could just ask.
I don't think that information would be even worth, like, an interview in general.
Yeah, that's information worth like a cup of coffee.
That's
Well,
information
didn't
that you would share over a cup of coffee before you get into the interview.
Yeah, like Boris, we can teach you how to do that.
Oh well, that's
didn't the weird little talking ball tell us that that's a thing?
a weird little talking ball is still under works. I still have not
Yeah.
entirely figured out how to make him work it. It is a process.
Oh,
Yeah, we kind of shut that thing down very quickly. It's an enemy.
Boris does not really have much he needs. Oh, I did hear though, some dart things that monks have been using lately that make enemies like poison or something. I am not entirely sure. Do you know where I might find those?
Oh, the needles.
Yes, yes. Those, yes.
Well, it's not exactly hidden knowledge.
And
If
yeah, Boris, we could find those.
Well, not really. I need any information. I guess just I don't know. Gold, sure. Why not?
100 gold pieces work for you,
Sure. That is fine by Boris.
she'll
Boris is such a simple being.
take out 10 platinum, put it onto the table in sort of like a spread out sort of fashion, so that, it's easily countable. And what about you, Kiki? Well, Kipin, sorry, I never asked if I was allowed to call you Kiki.
everyone calls me Kiki. I would just like turn to Midnight and
Well?
just whisper, is 100 gold adequate for this?
For this, yes. For one-on-one, since she's paying individual.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Excellent. And she'll do the same thing for you with the 10 platinum pieces. Then I'll just deal with the lumbering oaf later. Who would like to go first?
I don't mind.
And do you need to have your little fairy friend with you?
If she wants to come with.
I'll go ahead and just put up and sit on her shoulder. Pat her on the cheek. That's right. I'll be here if you need me. If you get overwhelmed, just let me know.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll
Boris,
just
sit
zip my
tight.
trap.
I'll be back in a bit to collect you. She'll
Okay.
gesture for Kiki and Midnight to lead the way to where they're staying.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this happens, judging by the. Mm-hmm. So she'll
Both of me
sit on one
responding
of the
like on
beds
board with
and
the light.
she sits down on one of the beds and allows you both to get comfortable. So, just
Oh.
some absent small talk while we all get ourselves situated. My name is Zafella. I have been in the business for the better part of 15 years. I have plenty of connections. I have been everywhere. I have talked to many people, many things, and written many articles. I am a journalist by trade, and I am about 250 years old. Stop counting after a while. It's not like I need to worry about death anytime soon.
You look very young for your age.
The nature of elves. To an elf, I would still be considered adolescent.
Ah.
So, let's start it. So, your name is Kipin. Do you have a surname, or is it just Kipin?
Uh. I don't like my surname. Can we just stay at Kipin?
Of course. What caused you to come to the surface?
I don't know. My earliest memory is from the surface.
Do you have parents? Family?
I have family adjacent people back on Gaman. It's
Yes, the
the
planet of parties.
yeah.
Always a good time.
Yeah, I consider the tribe that took me in as my family.
Excuse me. So you were taken in by a tribe? How long have you lived with them?
About 2 years.
How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I am 15.
And where were you for the previous 13 years? You say that your first memory was of the surface?
Uh, was adopted by a family of craftsmen, and they had me work there and do errands for pretty much as long as I can remember.
I see. Child labor is generally frowned upon, unless the child gives consent to it. Was this consensual labor, or was it forced labor?
I mean, I had the choice. I would work or not eat.
I don't think that sounds much like a choice to me. You want to have their business investigated. A little blurb in an article goes a far way. Did you like this family? I imagine not, given how you left them.
Yeah, I know. I did not like them. I pretty much left as soon as I had the opportunity.
Do you have any skills or trades that you picked up in your time while working for them?
I do.
Do you care to share?
Uh, well, I am a pretty good gunsmith.
Those are somewhat rare. And was this a task that was often set to you by the family that had adopted you?
Yes. It was easier. It is easier with the smaller hands to work on the smaller parts
I see.
of a firearm. And with the extra appendages I have, I can support the gunsmithing by holding things in place while working on it with both hands.
What was life like on Gaman?
Uh, the people there are very friendly. They're very welcoming. They took care of me. I had nothing to worry about. I picked up a few things from the locals. Uh, The parties always looked fun.
Did you never participate? Well, I guess not.
Uh,
You're quite young, and the night parties are typically for adults.
Yeah, I snuck to a few to steal some of the lights that people would carry around. Other than that, I participated on one of them just before we left.
And what brought you to Avon from Gaman?
We took a quest to escort a caravan. And short way past Avon, we learned that it was actually a big group of bandits. So after overpowering them, we got them here, and then we stayed. And then we
I hear from the authorities here that you all helped in the solving of a string of missing peoples.
yes.
Is that why you
There
had
were
stayed, or was there ulterior motives?
we had a different quest that we accepted while we were here. During the quest I acquired Goldie and her 2 eggs. And then afterwards we solved the disappearances of people.
See. What drew you to the arena?
The quest we did previous to solving the case of missing people, while doing that, we had a run-in with the Queen of Kings. And I don't remember how, but we kind of got challenged by her to go and participate.
My bad.
And that's what we did.
I see. And would you say that the drive to beat her in the arena helped you all perform better as a team?
I don't know. In some of the fights we worked well together, in others we kind of all did our own thing. Not that there was really another option. We are a fairly new party, we still have a lot to learn.
Most of the people in that arena were fairly new parties, but only one made it to the end to face off against the Queen. How did it feel entering the arena with her?
Felt normal? Question mark? Were we supposed to feel something different?
No. Everybody handles being in the presence of someone that powerful very differently. However, it is quite interesting that you didn't feel a change at all.
I mean, there was no reason to be afraid. There was no there were safeguards in place to not to not get killed, so I don't know why I should feel different then.
Well, you
Like,
have thousands of people watching you in a fight that's 4v1. And everybody is expecting the best performance out of both teams. It must be stressful to some.
I kind of tuned out that people were watching.
See. During the combat, you used one of her own spells against her. To the best of my knowledge, she hasn't cast a spell in nearly a decade. How did you learn her spells?
I did not learn her spell.
Then what did you do?
Um, I have the unique ability to observe someone casting a spell and just mimicking it. I do not learn the spell by that way.
See. And would you say that your team overall did well in the fight?
Mm, I think so, yes.
Do you have any other comments about the fight?
Not really.
And would you fight her again if given the opportunity?
Once I've learned to actually properly use a firearm, maybe.
See, well, thank you for your time. She'll
Um,
extend her hand to shake your hand.
um,
Yes?
about the investigation of that family.
What of it?
Um, Well, since gunsmiths are very rare, I don't know if how well their connections are, so I don't know if we should have an investigation being led against them, or
I mean, depending on where you were, it may not matter how well they're connected. They could claim that they're connected to the Queen of Veracruz. But Veracruz can only do so much when it's over there and you're here, or vice versa. Not like they can just send an entire army to respond to a family's plea for help over being investigated, unless it's on the same continent. Well, sorry, the same world.
I'm more afraid of maybe they have some loyal customers or friends who might come after us.
See.
And then there's the issue of they only ever have one adoptive child in their family, so there might not be anyone to so there might be no evidence right now.
Well, before I would report on that, I'd at least check out the situation first. What has Midnight been doing during this interview?
I've been sort of sitting on Kiki's shoulder, just whenever it seems like she's having a hard time coming up with an answer, I'm just patting the side of her cheek to let her know I'm still there. But other than that, just trying to ensure that I have a good read on this journalist and whether or not her time in between then and now has, I don't know, I guess, changed her perspective. Make sure she's still on the up and up.
Give me an insight check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You get the sense that a couple of the questions that she's asked, she's already known the answer to.
So, Midnight?
Yeah.
In hopes that they don't adopt more children, should I say the family name?
Well, let me ask you this, Kiki.
Mm,
Do you want them to be taken down? Do you care that they might take more children?
I mean, this has been a generational thing for years and years and years.
You also realize that you've told me that they're gunsmiths
Yeah. And with the rarity
by
of that,
trade.
there's only going to be so many options. And then plus you did already say that they only adopt one child at a time. As far as I'm aware, that's also something that can be tracked down.
Oh. Well, in
Across
that
all
case,
the planets, there's maybe one set of gunsmiths per continent. Most people who make guns make them for themselves, not others.
But if you
Wouldn't
had to
take me
make,
long to just find them.
So I can just save you the trip or save you the search then.
well, I mean,
If you
she's still
feel
gonna
like it.
verify everything.
Everything will always be double and triple verified before I go through with any actions. And if I decide that it would be too much trouble to get law involved, you can always just make people disappear. As a journalist, I have far more connections than any of you four could possibly have combined. Well, maybe not Midnight. Her body count alone might be higher than my contact list.
True. But she also does have a valid point, Kiki. I mean, even if they were to put two and two together and figure out who you are just from an article, you're worlds away. And any individual person that they could send, you have 3 of us plus Sarah.
I mean, to be kind of fair, we are some of us kind of want to go into the city they're in.
Ah,
Which city would this be?
no. I mean, still, our travel plans are relatively short term. Her investigation and research is a long term thing. Before anything happens, we'll probably be in and out.
I mean, I'm sure that you'll be able to see an article come across your faces occasionally of investigations and going-ons. I am always looking for things that will catch people's interest. It's the only way you'll get anywhere.
Okay. I'm going to save you the troubles then. It's the Tinkertons in Crestville.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else that you wish to add or ask?
No.
All right. You can give me whoever is set next.
Well, if you want to head downstairs, Kiki, I'm already here. And then we'll go ahead and grab Boris. If you want to try to pound on Sarahwin's door, see if he's conscious.
I've kind of forgotten which one is his. I'm just going to let Boris do that.
Yeah, just let Boris do that.
Okay. Well, I see you downstairs.
Of course.
I'm getting more of that good water.
All right. So is it Midnight having the interview?
Yeah. So I'm already in the room anyway.
All right. So our transaction deal was information.
This is true.
Well, anybody who's been following my articles at all knows who you are already, so we can skip all of the preliminary get to know our hero.
Oh, that's fair.
Unless you care to talk about what you've been doing over the past 12 years.
Research, information gathering. Though my topics have changed since we last spoke.
On what topic have
And
you been researching?
Archfey. One in particular, actually.
Is this what you're going to be wanting information from me on?
Yes. Well, yeah, partially. I don't have a name, but I know it is one of the ones with a penchant for taking names. So, reports of nameless individuals. I've also been pointed in the direction of one. Is it in Crestfeld? Or out? No, outside of Crestfeld. Who's apparently related to that one. So yeah, those are the things that I would want to know.
See. And I assume what took Kiki to Crestfell is the same that had taken you to Crestfell?
Yep, we met on Gaman, teamed up, took a job, took out the bandits, brought them here, did another job, and then the town got shut down, so we had to stay. And if for whatever reason the mayor decided to ask us to help.
Well, it's easier to have fresh faces looking at a city than it is to have ones that have been here for lords only know how long.
That's fair.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure that you all weren't the first choice. I'm sure that his first choice had declined him.
Probably. It's been an interesting couple of weeks, that's for sure.
And how do you feel about the arena?
Well, I'm no stranger to entertainment, as you know. Just, this one has a different kind of penetration. Either way, make people laugh, make people angry when they lose. Uh, Every city needs something to rally around, and the fact that this tournament could go off right after such a stressful time is a very good thing. Help the town come back together, so to speak. Not every place has that opportunity.
And how did you feel stepping into the arena with the Queen of the Kings?
Responsible. It's kind of my fault we got that far. like Kiki said, we took a job and became acquainted with her, and I picked a fight, and here we are.
Would you say that you fought better because you felt responsible for the mild endangerment of the rest of your party?
Mm, I mean, it's obvious throughout the tournament that mistakes were made and inexperience shows. And while I have experience as an entertainer, as a combatant, still a little bit green behind the ears. Uh, but I think we did well, and I think we all learned. Sarowin definitely learned very quickly uh, after the first one. Uh, I mean, technically winning was in the cards, but just staying 50 feet in the air and hurling arrows until somebody goes down is not exactly entertaining, is it?
Well, that and after she would have taken everybody else out, she could have just hid behind her tower shield until you either ran out or got tired of not being able to do anything to her.
Yeah. Either way, battles of attrition don't make for good entertainment.
They really don't. Not unless it's on a very large scale.
Ah, yeah.
But wars like that
That's
haven't been waged in quite a while. The time of relative peace. Say
Yeah.
relative because there is always an ebb
Something
and flow.
always goes wrong somewhere. Just a matter of scale, that's all. What? Well, like I said, desire to do better is simply to improve. She happened to be the wall in the way this time. But it's a wall that didn't end up being surmountable. But hey,
And what do you hope to gain by going to Crestfell?
same thing I hope to gain from you.
So if I
Information.
give you the information that you want, are you going to not go to Crestfell? And instead you're going to go chasing after an archfey?
No, no. Our group's got other things that need to be done. I'm simply picking up things as I go. I mean, you generically know me. I live in the moment. Pick things up as I go. But
Well,
every
the
bit
way
of
that I'm
information
looking
helps.
at the information that you're about to get from me is there's a few pieces of information that you could try to get. One is a way to deal with Archfey. Two, the Archfey that you're looking for. Or three, the specific location of the sibling. Because Archfeys aren't particularly stationary.
This is true. That's what we've
So,
been told already.
choose your topic.
out of character for a moment. Pretend that I've just had an aneurysm.
Bleh. I'd rather not, but continue.
What were the 3 options again?
Ways to deal with it.
Location.
The location specific, or ways to deal with the Fae. The specific location of the sibling, or the general Fae that you are looking for.
Okay. Let's go with. Well, let's go with the Fae that I'm looking for.
I'll let you know 3 pieces of information about them. What information pieces are you looking for?
Well, their name would help.
You're looking for a Fae that you don't even know the name of.
Yeah, I'm aware of the long shot.
Okay. The other 2 pieces of information?
General area, how frequently they travel, if at all. Specifically between planets. If they stay on one place, then cool. That makes things easier. I know that from what I've been told, they are primarily staying on Fura, but here's hoping for something a bit more specific.
And the 3rd piece?
Any of their notable history? Do they have there been issues before? Have they caused problems on a grand scale? Or are they just living their life and having their dickhead fun?
Unfortunately, all of that is information that I do not have at this second. However,
This is fair.
it's information that I can get for you. Let's say we meet at a little coffee shop in Crestfell. The Black Cat?
Okay. Black Cat and Crestfell. Is that one that I would know of when I was there like 24 years ago? Or is it a relatively new thing?
It is one that was there when you were last there. You would know that it's a sort of back alley cafe that tends to operate a bit more on the shadier side of things. The food is good, the drink is good. The people who are there are less than good. It is probably a place that you would have been to before,
Yeah.
either
100%.
whilst looking for information or just for a hookup.
I remember the Black Cat. All right. Is it still the little back alley thing it was 2.5 decades ago?
It's only moved about as much as it sank, so.
That is 100% fair and completely expected. Okay.
I'll meet you there personally. I'll
Mm.
prioritize our meeting over upturning Kiki's history a little bit. But I can get you those three
Okay.
pieces of information.
Okay.
Anything
That'll
else
work.
for now?
No. Ironically, it was actually very pleasant to talk to you again.
Likewise,
And
also,
I'm cleaner this time.
there's a bit of an aroma about you.
Uh-huh.
A little royal, if you will. Do you mind if I
I
do
mean,
Boris's interview in here, or
I don't know. I mean, we don't have anything in here, so I don't see why there's a problem.
all right?
All right, I will send him up. I'll go.
Kiki's stuff is still in there.
It's Boris.
Yeah.
I highly doubt Boris is gonna steal our shit. To be fair, she might steal our shit. I will stand in the door or float in the door and just yell down for Boris.
All right. Boris will go up.
Give me a perception check, please, Ria.
Okay. Ha-ha! Oh, wait, what's my bonus? Plus 4. Ha-ha-ha! 23.
You will notice that she sort of gets up and starts sort of poking around the room a little bit.
Just keep a side eye out and make sure she doesn't pilfer anything.
On my way past mine and Sarah's room, I'm just gonna like kind of open the door and just be like, "Hey, Sarah, you should get up soon."
In a minute.
Boris, just leave the
Meanwhile,
door
an
open,
hour
I'll
and a
take care
half
of it.
has Meanwhile, an hour and a half has already passed.
I'll just, Boris, just leave the door open, I'll take care of it.
All right, sounds good. I'll just go to the room.
I'll let Boris
Cool.
enter.
We'll gesture to the other bed.
Sit on the other bed.
I will go to Sarah.
Right. Mr. Boris,
Yes.
I do not know much about you, so our interview might take a little bit longer than Midnight's, less than Kiki's. Do you have a surname?
Like a last name?
Yes.
Yes. It is Swiftpuff.
How old are you?
31 years old.
Do you have any special hobbies or interests?
Not particularly. I like to read occasionally, but nothing too exciting.
What was growing up for you like?
Um, well, my parents instilled in me that there was only one religion and that everybody else was wrong. And I mean, I was relatively loved as a child, but I began to question that after meeting um, an older gentleman, Nicodemus. He told me there were other gods and other ways of thinking, and my parents disowned me shortly after that. It just had its ups and downs, but wasn't the worst childhood.
What planet did you grow up on? I
I had it
think
written
in
down
your
somewhere.
sheets it said Afura.
I believe so. Yes, I grew up on Afura.
See, and after that and after being disowned, I assume that you just went off and adventured on your own?
For a few years, I traveled with Nicodemus, and he taught me a lot about the world and how things work. And then many years after that, I spent I spent many years after those few years traveling around and experiencing the world, going more or less to every different planet, continent, planet.
See, and I assume that the way that you came to Avon was after meeting the rest of the party on Gammon, and you all came here, took a job, and the rest of
Yeah,
that song and dance.
yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
And how did you feel signing up for the arena?
I was excited. Has not fought in an arena for a very long time.
And do you feel like your performance had improved with each battle alongside your team?
Feel we were more a bit more connected the longer it went on. We have not been adventuring together for very long, but I feel like coming in the coming months, if we continue to fight together, we could be quite a formidable team.
See, and how did it feel stepping into the arena against the Queen of the Kings?
I was a little nervous. Seems that she seemed a very powerful opponent before we actually fought her. And do not remember a lot from the fight, but seemed to not go that well, but it was enjoyable enough.
see. Have anything else that you would like to add to our little interview here?
Not particularly.
Not particularly.
No, Boris has never really had an interview before, so unsure what else I would add.
Well, we've got the who you are, the what you are, the when you are. Got the how you are. I guess all we've really been missing is the why.
So why I do what I do?
Yes.
Call it, I guess, curiosity. Because I've experienced a lot of the world, but a lot of that was all my own. And this group of people that I've found very interesting. I feel like I could learn a lot more about the world and the other people in it and have a lot more fun traveling in a group. So I decided I will stick around.
Very understandable. It's a very interesting group of people. You don't have anything further to add. I don't believe that I have anything further to ask at the moment. But I feel like we are going to cross paths again, and if I feel like I need more before putting out the article, I'm sure that I'll be able to find you.
All right. Sounds good.
She'll stand up and offer her hand out to you.
Shake it.
And I believe that just leaves the dragon to deal with, and then I'll be off.
Hey, Midnight said she was going to wake him up.
Right.
See how that went.
Midnight, how did it go?
Look out. Sarah?
Yeah, how did waking up Sarowin go?
Fly over and I'm gonna fucking step on his face. I'm gonna, hey, dumbass, somebody wants to pay money to talk to you.
I'm listening.
Yeah, 100 gold exclusive interview. They're gonna talk about you. Don't do stupid things.
No promises.
Fair. Well, don't do anything stupid enough to get the rest of us in trouble.
I'll think about it.
I'll just go ahead and fly out to the hallway and just wait for Boris to finish.
Since Zen is not here right now, we can't really do his interview, so we'll just say, hey, his interview was done. If we need to retcon it later because he didn't want 100 gold pieces, that's fine too. After a while, she will come downstairs and not really say much to you all as she power walks out the door. And you are shortly thereafter reconvened with Sarowin, who takes to the standard water and greens method of dealing with a hangover.
I'm not dying, I think.
I'm upset that you started dying in general.
Don't die.
Ow. I'll put in my best effort. All right. All right. The interviews are over. Boris, did you get us in trouble?
I don't believe so. Just ask basic questions.
Cool. Sarah, I'm not even gonna ask. Okay.
Like
How
I
you
said,
doing, Kiki?
didn't make any promises.
I know. It's great how consistent you are. All right. So, where are we going? What are we doing?
Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
Well, unless there's nothing else to do, I believe Crestville would be the place.
Oh, that is also what I was thinking. But I didn't know. I don't remember if we talked about this with Boris or not. Boris, do you have anywhere you want to go?
Not at the moment. Crestfell seems nice.
Do we want to see if there is a job that can take us there? Or do we just want to go?
Well, we could
I mean-
go regardless, but having a job there would kill two birds with one stone, as they say.
Yeah, I still need money.
Go ahead and pull up the tablet. No, I know Crestfell's another continent from here. I think.
It is.
I'm fairly certain I remember that. Is there any like escort jobs or like ship defense jobs in the thing that would take us over to Crestfell?
Well, as you're scrolling through, you don't see any new jobs that you haven't seen there before, aside
Mhm.
from one. Moment. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, this is my trigger. I have to remind you.
I am already grabbing it.
Okay, but I did my job.
Desires. You see a quest labeled Unmarked Graves. Or sorry, Unmarked Graves marked.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Are you gonna tap on it to read more?
Let's see what it is.
So I feel like everybody in the party would recognize the text pattern in a very
Absolutely.
familiar voice. So I'm going to read it in the voice that it corresponds to because it is also signed with their name at the end, which is abnormal. Hello, me mum and pop had disappointingly been taken from me a while ago, and it feels wrong leaving their graves unmarked like this. I haven't any coin to give, and the guild said I could post a request offering higher rep instead of gold, if need be. So, I guess that you will be getting 15 rep, whatever that means. I understand this quest won't be taken. But thank you for the time you took to read this, Creed. It is requesting the players to go from their current location to the cabin in the woods between Avon and Seville to deliver 2 headstones to the individual being Creed.
I was gonna look up from reading this to the group. We're like, this fucking adorable bead.
I think we must help him.
We're gonna do it. Wait, does
Uh,
anyone know if Seville is a big enough port to get us to Crestfell?
I feel like it would be much faster if we would just use the pylon to get there.
Wouldn't we have to pay for that? Didn't we already use our travel for the month, or has it been more than a month?
it
We
has
haven't
been
traveled.
so I believe that you guys left at the end of Curio. You guys have gone through the entirety of Urus and are now in the first week of Rita.
Ah,
Yeah, we have been traveling for almost 1.5 months, if not longer.
so
By
would
the
it be
time you guys
faster-
by the time you guys get there, you will probably be in next month.
Yeah.
So would it be faster to take the shorter trip to Seville and then a boat Crestfell, or the longer trip back to the pylon?
So
Given
it's
that we
about,
have a cart.
if I remember correctly, it was about a month and a half travel to get down. Probably a little bit less now that there isn't as many. So to get you guys from Avon to Turnbrook,
Yeah, like that trip
it
took what, 3 weeks?
is. I think that it was a month and a half. No,
Okay.
it was an amount of time.
I think it was a month and a half to
The
get
journey is expected to
between.
take around 1 month one way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we traveled like an extra half a week to the other side of Avon before everything went down.
That would have been part of the 1 month because that was the 1 month to Seville. So you would have
Okay.
gotten about well, months are longer than 4 weeks. They are 6 weeks long.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that would have taken
So-
you guys 4 or 5 weeks to get that far. If there's a boat going from Seville to Crestfell, whoops. It's operating off of the fact that it is an if.
Yeah.
You could potentially get there faster if you were to go by boat, but that's assuming there's a boat to take people.
Yeah, assuming there's a boat in the first place.
And then there's also the fact that we don't know how fast the boat will be because of wind and current. And then after arriving, depending on where we need to go, we might still take a long time to get there.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is to get from the port or the pylon to Crestfell is going to be about a month and a half of travel through a desert.
Yes, the pylon's not in Crestfell.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's going to be 2 months via pylon, a month to get to the one pylon, then a month to get from the pylon to the city. Or because the cabin is what, like halfway between Avon and Seville?
Yeah, it's about a half a week.
So, like, we could burn an extra 4 days on the off chance that there is a boat in Seville. And if not, we've only burned an extra 4 days to a week.
And then there's the
Yeah.
question if we're allowed to keep our horse and cart.
This is true. I mean, if not, I'm sure somebody in Seville could use a horse and cart.
True. It's not like we paid anything for them.
Yeah.
Just didn't even
So do you
name the
wanna-
horses.
No, we didn't.
It's
we
called
wanna-
Hans.
Hunts 1 and Hunts 2. So do we want to just try on the off chance there's a boat to get it faster? Or do we just want to go to Turnbrook because it's a guarantee? Save a week.
So let's go to Seville.
Boris, what you got?
Going to Seville seems fine with me. It's been a while since I've been on a boat.
Yeah. All right. The entire party agrees. So when do we want to leave? Do we just want to go today? Did we have anything left to do in town? I don't think I did. Did you?
I think I'm fine.
I wouldn't mind sticking around in town for a couple days. I am on a little something that I would like to finish up before we head out.
Okay. Delaying a
Just like-
couple of days.
Like a day or two.
I don't particularly have any issues with that.
And I mean, if we're
And-
going to be helping our good friend Creed, may want to acquire those headstones before we go out.
Oh, is there a time thing on the?
There is no
Uh,
time limit on the unmarked
okay.
graves marked.
Well, in that case, we can do a quick bit of shopping in town, pick up some headstones, drop them off in the cart, give Sarwin time to do his tinkering, give Kiki a chance to not have a hangover. How are you holding up, Boris?
Not too bad.
Oh,
Just probably spend a few days sightseeing and whatnot. Do a little shopping maybe.
yeah. Thinking about heading back over to the magic place, maybe a smithy. Maybe try to find you those darts that you were looking for.
It's a good idea.
Also, watch what I do. And since I already have the tablet out, I'm gonna tap on the. I'm just gonna hold it in front of his face and like show him how to do the messaging.
Alright. Easy enough. It's pretty straightforward. If you are looking for like how I am putting them into boxes and such, that weird dash that's on your tilde key, if you do 3 of those, and then you can type for a bit, and then you close the box off with 3 of those on a line down, and it should create the box around it. When responding, I would just make a personal request to put who you are responding to, like do like a 2, like top it off with 2 Wanderer of Fate kind of thing. Because I believe that should be Nicodemus. And then you would have it formatted with the date and time that you would want to send it at. And the Shipton shipping message was an automated message sent out to the entire party. It is a DNR email, effectively.
I still did.
Gotcha.
I still did.
And
I
neither
still
of you
got
got
it,
a
Austin.
response.
I'm the reply all to the office bitch.
Did we all want to take a short break to go pee, get food, that sort of thing? Let
Yeah,
Hero
we
type out his message.
I do gotta take off in about half an hour ish.
Oh, did you want to just
So-
keep going then until you had to go?
If that's okay with you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do that.
Then we'll just call the session when Hero heads out.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, yeah. Alright. Saren is going to retreat back to his room.
Kiki,
Yeah.
do you just want to rest in the room, or do you think you can go outside? Because bright lights might hurt a lot right now.
I mean, I'm not supposed. Well, arachnoids aren't usually in bright lights anyway.
Yeah, but here, let's try this. Look at the door, and I'm going to go fly over the door and open it.
She's like squinting really hard at the door. Just goes, well, it's fine.
No extra headaches? Cool. Okay, you're fine. Do you want to go out?
Yeah, sure.
Horace, do you want to do your shopping today, or do you want to leave it for tomorrow?
How late is it in the day?
It is nearing on 10, 11 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, this bitch
We
burst through
can
the
go.
door first thing in the fucking morning. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, head out to some shopping.
I can take you to the magic
Mhm.
shop that I visited the other day.
Let's just take a look there.
Yeah. And oh, that's right. It's the following day. So I need to where did it go?
Oh.
So I now have one charge back on my line. Okay. Did I don't remember. Did I actually, because I know I talked about going to a blacksmith. Did I ever actually do that?
I don't
I don't think
believe
so.
so.
Okay. In that case, if these two are okay with it, I will take them to the see if the magic shop that I went to last time is open.
Okay. Yeah, that's doable. You can arrive at the magic shop that I totally remember the name of.
Yes, the one that I totally remember the name of as well. And
Mabel's
well,
Magic.
okay.
You are able to bring them both to Mabel's magic, and it's dark in there, but you remember it being dark when you went there the first time.
I can see again.
Yeah, it looks like it's closed, but trust me, we're good.
You are all able to go in, and there are on the shelves assortments of magical knickknacks, and once again behind the counter is the more dangerous, expensive items.
Yeah.
You guys gonna spend any time just perusing the shelves, or is it straight to the counter?
I'll go to the counter and I'll ask. I'm looking for darts. I've heard the monks are been very popular with monks recently. Do you have anything like?
So first of all, you will note that there does not seem to be a shopkeeper.
Yeah, the dangerous
Okay.
things behind the counter did not include a shopkeep.
Goddamn.
However, you do get a response to this series of questions that you have asked the void. Could you please give me a perception check?
That was fucking great. All right. We rolled the 5. Let's go.
You are unable to discern where this noise is coming or where this voice is coming from until she places both of her hands on, well, two of her hands on your shoulders. Oh, well, if it isn't a like soul. Welcome
Oh.
to my magical house of wit. She'll go in behind the counter where you can actually see her. You know these dots that you're looking for? They aren't typically of a magical persuasion. However, there are, much like most things, magical persuasions of them. They unfortunately do not have the bottomless needle box at the moment, but I could import one for you if you're going to be here for an amount of time.
Plan to head out in just a few days.
How sad. It would take a little bit longer than just a few days for me to import one from Crestfell.
Coincidentally, that is exactly where we are going.
Well, the inventor of them lives there, so you might be able to get a little bit better of a deal there than what you would have been given here.
Well, we
Perhaps
will
there's
pay him a visit.
something. Perhaps there's
Or
something
her.
else that I could help you find.
Is there anything that I'm looking for? I think that would answer the questions that I had. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for
if-
stopping by. What's up?
If I remember correctly, this person had originally shown me 3 things. There was the smoky armor, the ring that I took, and
And the
then
missile snaring gloves.
missile snake gloves. Okay. That's what I
Are
thought.
all still there. They are all still priced. there anything that I can do for you, my darkened fairy friend?
Not entirely sure. Well, the ring works great. That. Thank you.
It's glad to see it. You.
Yeah. Um. Hmm. The only things that I would be in need of, uh, hmm. I suggested coming here, and I didn't have a solid idea of what I would want.
Well, you have your defense, and you seem to be in no shortage of offense.
Uh, I mean, one can never have too much in the way of offense, but oh, I really should have had a plan before we walked in here. Uh, Hang on. Question.
Yo.
I probably already have my own answer. Uh, so for me, a short sword would run 1d3, right? Because of the two damage die for my size.
Said short sword?
Yeah. Because the daggers are 1d2.
Yeah, it's 1d3.
Okay, that's what I thought. Uh, you wouldn't happen to have anything in the fancy range of a short sword that I could use, would you?
Is there anything specific that you want it to do?
Uh, Mostly me be able to wield it. But I'm fairly good on uh I'm fairly good on dealing damage in general, but I really only do one thing. So if I can get some sort of uh either element or I don't actually one of two things. I don't know if these are going to be in your wheelhouse. Uh a short sword that I could maybe do different types of damage with, or just one other type of damage other than just, poke. Uh, or B, if you have something that would make it harder to resist my abilities.
What is your ability based off of? Like, what's your save?
It
Which stat?
is, I believe,
I want to say it's like
I think it's
wisdom, but
charisma.
charisma?
Charisma? Yeah.
Rizzy dizzy motherfucker.
Hang on, I'm double checking real quick. Uh, It's a charisma save. Where does it tell me what my DC
It's charisma.
is?
It's charisma.
Yep.
Yeah, it's charisma.
Well, as for magical weapons, those are going to be a fair bit more expensive for you as they are made pretty much to order due to your size, darling.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
And the only magical item that I have in terms of increasing the power of your evil eye, or rather, the difficulty that people have to resist it, is a rather taboo creation.
That word bothers me literally zero.
Well, it might not like you particularly well on Afura if you're caught wearing it. They tend to be protective of their nymphs.
I'm sorry, is it like a nymph in a cage or something made out of nymphs? See, now I'm
Well,
just curious. It no, me, like me, Rhea, I'm curious now. I feel like Midnight is just gonna go, oh, okay, well, eventually I need to go back there.
so
So that's probably not the best idea.
Midnight would know about nymphs and how
Yeah.
their beauty is unmatched, and their beauty is largely tied to the health of their grove. Um, she would also know that nymphs are highly desired for magical resource reasons.
Mhm.
Um, and knowing that your ability is based off of charisma, if you would like to give me a uh, give me an intelligence or a wisdom check with proficiency.
Okay. Is a 16 plus wisdom proficiency is plus 4. So dirty 20.
So you know of two magical items that are made from nymph parts. One of which is made from the skin of a nymph called the Cloak of Bravery, which is distinctly not what you're looking for. The other one being the nymph cloak, which is made from their hair. Specifically, a lock of nymph's hair. And you would know that taking a lock of nymph's hair would do not great things to their appearance and, by extension, the health of their grove.
Hmm.
So you can infer that it is a nymph cloak and confirm
Mhm.
it as she places this very, very finely crafted cloak onto the counter in front of you.
You are right, and very, very likely to be, at minimum, despised on Afura. And unfortunately, that is a place that I will be going back to eventually. So I think I'm going to be good on that matter for now.
Terribly sorry.
No, you don't need to apologize. I don't care that it's here, but practically.
Oh, I'm not apologizing about owning the cloak. I'm apologizing that I don't
Okay.
have anything to offer you.
Oh,
I don't care about any of the Fae. If they don't like me, they can try to
Samesies.
catch me, but they're not going to succeed.
Yeah. Kiki, did you want to look at something?
I wouldn't know what I would want.
Boris,
Mm-hmm.
could you give me an intelligence check with advantage?
All right. 10.
As you're sort of watching her move about and the fact that she seems to be incorporeal to some extent, and she will periodically instantly transport herself to another area, leaving black fog where she was. You're able to pretty easily come to the conclusion that you're in the presence of a fairly powerful shadow monk. Which is something that is somewhat highly regarded amongst those who follow fate. Specifically, the ones who lean less towards the death side of fate. So, just a neat little tidbit that you can know.
Alright. Well, Kiki, if you don't have anything you think you might need, then I think we will be good to go.
That might actually be one thing, but do you have
Might have it.
something to? Do you have something to protect against fire?
Want a potion? A piece of clothing?
Preferably something that isn't one-time use.
Well, I have a couple items, at the very least in mind. As for in stock, I have a ring. Is the Ring of Resistance. It can grant resistance to one of up to 10 types of damage, excluding, well, swords going through you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have one for fire damage in stock?
I do. I have a... Here. She'll reach underneath the counter and pull out this very beautiful ornate box with a glass lid, and looking inside of it, you can see that there is a ring with a pearl on it, a tourmaline, a garnet, sapphire, citrine, jet, amethyst, jade, topaz, spinel. And she points to the one with the garnet, and she's just like, that one is the one that you would be wanting.
How much does it cost?
It would be about 600 gold pieces, as I have to import them. I'm selling them as low of a price as I can.
Oh, I kind of don't have that kind of money right now.
Well, I can do half of it if you like.
Are you sure?
And I have nothing to spend money on at the moment.
Oh, the pastries.
300 gold will still leave me 100 gold. I'm good on pastries.
Oh, okay. Then. I'm going to take it then.
Be taking payment up front for.
I will hand over my 300.
Count it out and restack it into stacks of 10.
I will give her 30 platinum.
Okay. We count it out, add it to the stacks, and she will hand you your golden ring wrapped around a rather fiery looking garnet.
Mhm.
So your purpose or your purchase, hope that it will serve you well.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
You too?
I think that hero just got abducted.
Yeah.
I gotta take off.
All right,
Okay.
Alright.
we'll end here. Have yourself a good one, hero. Stay safe.
You as well. Thanks for playing today.
Hell yeah.